Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, and today I'm going to be talking about how I fix flat looking renders, 3D renders. So, have you ever finished 3D render? So when you hit a render button and then you look at it and thinking, why does it look so flat? Don't worry, I've been there and I've admitted it. And it obviously this is what no one's really tells you. So I'm going to be very transparent with you guys, and I'm going to explain how to fix that in my own experience, but nobody really tells you. Now, obviously, you spend a lot of hours in modeling and rendering, lighting, shadows, um, maybe vertices, polygons, whatever. But the end result just doesn't pop, and you're stuck on how to improve the render, and you don't know where you have to go. Now, today I'm going to walk you through on the exact step on how I fix flat renders and to make them more alive. Obviously, by the end, you will know how to push your work from meh to cinematic, from zero to hero. So let's get started. So obviously, I got my iPad again to show you, well, just to show you, but to explain what I've written down from my own experience, actually. Now, tip number one, lighting is everything. Obviously, I've explained a lot about lighting and shape and stuff. You can look at my previous channels. So lighting is everything. So number one culprit is the lighting. So flat lighting means flat render. So instead of using a big light in your scene, so think about creating contrast and direction. So you want to use a key light as your main source, use a fill light to soften the shadows, but to keep it weaker. And number three would be a rim or backlight can separate your subject from the background and adding depth. Obviously, even using or even just moving your light to the side, your light source to the side instead of dead center can instantly give your scene more mood and realism. This is why lighting is the most important. I've talked a lot about lighting, like I said again, like artificial lighting, the one I'm using right now, the light bulb, and natural lighting, or the sky when you look at the daytime. So it's very important to use how lighting works, to know how lighting works. Now, number two, adding depth with camera settings. So obviously it is another trick. Well, another trick is using your camera like a photographer. So you have to know, for example, this is my old iPad. So you can see the portrait and this is landscape. So just understand how cameras work and you will know how to do renders in real life. So number one of the camera setting is try enabling depth of field to blur the background slightly. And number two will be play with focal length. And wide angles exaggerate space while your longer lenses flatten. So I think the threshold of the focal length would be around 20 to 35 millimeters. That's for the most realistic human eye. So I might be wrong, but please have research, but that's what I've found. Between 20 to 35 millimeters. And a flat render often, like everything, is equally sharp and equally important. So depth of field tells your viewer where to look, tells your audience where to look, tells your clients where to look, tells your tutors where to look. So it's very important to have camera and depth of field. So that's one number two. Number three is materials and textures. Even with good lighting, yeah, if your materials are flat, then the whole image will feel lifeless, sorry. So make sure you're not using base color. So make sure that you, number one, add roughness maps to break up reflection, like displacement or that stuff. Use normal or bump areas for small surface of field. And number three would be specular variation, so it's not evenly shiny everywhere. You can do that in V-Ray and corner render. You can do that Lumion as well, but you don't really have a lot of control like V-Ray and corner render. So if you want more control, if you want renders to be as much realistic as you want, then stick to V-Ray and corner render. But obviously, if you're a beginner, stick to Lumion. So I have explained this again in my previous videos. You can have a look at that. And real-world surfaces always have imperfection, and those macro details catch the light in ways that create richness. I've also explained in my previous videos about using light. You can see on this iPad, I know it's kind of an old iPad, you can see if I reflect it, you can see on the Apple, you can see the light bulb in there. And the light, oops, yeah, there you go. Can you see the light bulb? So that's the glass. So if you understand how materials work, how to reflect the light and everything, it makes your render more realistic. If you look at my desk again, can you see, even though it's a wooden desk, but you can see it got some glossiness on the surface, and that is why you can see some reflection of my curtain and some of the walls. So that is why it is very important to study real materials in real life so you can apply it in your render. I hope that this makes sense. That's the best tip I can give you that not everyone really tells you. Now, that's for number 3. Number 4 would be add atmosphere. So one of my favorite ways is to fix renders is atmosphere. So a little bit of fog or I can't say that word. A bit of fog or volumetric, that's the word, volumetric, can create depth because objects further away fade slightly. That's for number 1. Number 2 would be even. Just a subtle haze in the background makes a scene feel more three-dimensional. So think about how mountains look in the distance. It's lighter, hazier, less contrast. So adding that into your renders mimics real life depth. Well, to use the best atmosphere in your render is to use HDRI image, so a high dynamic range image. So make sure, I've explained also that in my previous videos, but please make sure you use HDRI. This makes one of the most realistic image files to your render. Trust me, don't use PNG, don't use JPEG files, use HDRI file. Trust me, it will increase your render a lot. So that's for number 4, tip number 4. Number 5 would be composition and layering. So sometimes a render looks flat because the composition is flat. So adding layers to your shot. Number 1, something small in the foreground. Number 2, your subject in the midground. Number 3, a backdrop or environment in the background. And this instantly give the viewer more planes of depth instead of everything being on one flat stage. So make sure that composition, I've also explained that in my previous videos. Let's say this is my iPad, for example. You don't want the wall to look like this or like this. You want the wall to be a straight angle to make it more realistic. Hope this makes sense. So now that's for number 5. Then number 6, the final tip would be post-processing magic. So don't underestimate the power of post-processing. So even a great raw render often look unfinished. The reason why you want to do that is, number 1, it boosts contrast carefully. Number 2, add a touch of vignette to keep the eye in frame. And number 3, color grading can give it mood, like warm, cool, cinematic, and dramatic. So this is where your flat render can transform into something that feels polished and alive. So you can do that in Photoshop or Adobe Lightroom or any other image editing software you can use. I've also explained that in the Hypersystem part 1, part 2. You can look at that in my previous videos. Why post-processing works and why it should be used, even though it's kind of optional, but it's highly recommended to use it, post-processing. Now, the conclusion of this video is, let's recap this together. The conclusion of this video is lighting with contrast and direction. That's number 1. Number 2, camera depth of field and focal length. Number 3, material with texture and variation. Number 4, atmospheric, I can't say that word, sorry, atmospheric effect for distance. Number 5, strong composition with layers. Number 6, post-processing for polish. So just fixing a couple of these, you will see a huge difference in your renders, in your work, trust me. So implementing these strategies and these advice that I've given you, it will really make massive improvement in your work. Now, obviously, if you are interested in working with me, I do have a link down below where you can book a appointment with me, a link with me, so we can have a chat to see where we go from 0 to heavy renders, and this to help you as a beginner, obviously, or if you just come from a different field and you just want to start with 3D architectural visualization, then I'm more than happy to help you. I'm looking for 5 people at the moment, so I cannot take on many people, and this is where it is tailored to you, and it really depends on your skills and levels, and we'll go step by step until you get more fantastic in render. Obviously, you don't have to worry about this. Now, if you don't want to join, then that's okay. So please do let me know what you want to see in the next videos. Please comment down below what you would like to see in the next videos, and I will get producing. So I want to say thank you so much for watching this video. Please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel. So it really helps the algorithm to reach more people like you. And my aim is to help a lot of people as I can. So I want to say, yeah, thank you so much for watching this video, and I will see you on the next one.